Your dog knows when you are about to leave, not because they understand your schedule, not because they can read the clock, but because they have spent every day studying you. The sound of your shoes, the way you pick up your keys, the speed of your footsteps, the tiny change in your voice when your mind is already outside the house. You may think your goodbye begins when you open the door, but for your dog, it often begins much earlier. It begins when your attention starts to move away from them. And here is what most owners never realize. Leaving your dog alone is not only about what happens after you walk out. It is about what your dog feels in the minutes before you leave. Because in those minutes, your dog is asking one quiet question. Am I safe when you are gone? So today, we are going through 6 things to do before leaving your dog alone. Not tricks, not guilt. Just small, powerful things that help your dog feel safer when you are not there. And stay until the final point, because the last one can change the meaning of every goodbye from this day forward. Welcome to Hound Halo. This channel is for people who do not just love their dogs but want to understand them. Let's get into it. 1. Give them calm attention before the leaving routine begins. The first thing to do before leaving your dog alone is simple. Give your dog calm attention before the leaving routine begins. Not when your keys are already in your hand. Not when your shoes are already on. Not when your dog is already following you from room to room, trying to figure out what is happening. Before all of that, most owners rush through the morning. Phone, coffee, shower, shoes, bag, keys. Then, right at the end, they suddenly turn to the dog with a soft voice. Be good, I'll be back. To you, that may feel loving, but to your dog, your warmest attention has arrived at the exact moment you are about to disappear. That can make the goodbye feel heavier than it needs to be. Dogs read patterns. They notice when your voice changes. They notice when your body gets tense. They notice when your attention becomes intense right before the door closes. So give them calm attention earlier. Say their name. Let your voice be warm but steady. Touch them only if they want to be touched. Let them come to you in their own way. The goal is not to force affection. The goal is to tell your dog, I see you. Everything is normal. You are safe. And if you have missed this before, it does not mean you are a bad owner. It means nobody explained what this moment feels like from your dog's side. So tomorrow, before the shoes, before the keys, before the rush, give your dog 30 quiet seconds. Not as a goodbye, as a reminder. You still matter before my day begins. And once your dog feels seen, the next thing they need is not just love. They need their body to settle. 2. Let them use their nose before you ask them to rest. Most owners take their dog outside before leaving for one reason. The bathroom. And yes, that matters. But for your dog, the walk before you leave is not only a bathroom break. It is a way of making sense of the world. Humans walk into the morning and look around. Dogs walk into the morning and smell the truth of the neighborhood. A patch of grass is not just a patch of grass. A tree is not just a tree. A sidewalk corner is not just a sidewalk corner. It is information. Your dog is not wasting time when they sniff. They are reading. They are learning who has been there. What changed? What feels familiar? What feels new? And when you pull them away from every smell because you are in a hurry, you may get home faster. But your dog comes back with unfinished business in their mind. Their body went outside, but their brain did not get to complete the walk. This is why a real sniffing walk before alone time can be so powerful. It does not have to be long. It simply has to give your dog a few minutes where their nose gets to lead. Within safe limits, let them pause. Let them investigate. Let them finish smelling before you move on. Do not aim for distance. Aim for decompression. A dog who has used their nose often comes home with a different kind of quiet. Not just tired, settled. And there is a difference. A tired dog can still be anxious. A settled dog has had a need met. Quick question. What is the strangest thing your dog has ever stopped to smell on a walk? Tell me in the comments, because every dog owner has at least one story like that. And while you are thinking about yours, keep watching, because the next point is where many owners accidentally make alone time harder without meaning to. 3. Prepare their safe space before you prepare yourself. Before you put on your shoes, before you grab your bag, before your dog starts reading the signs of departure, prepare their space. This may sound practical, but to your dog, space is emotional. The place you leave behind becomes their whole world until you return. And many dogs are left in a world that feels confusing. Too much access, too many windows, too many sounds, too many choices. A hallway where every noise matters. A crate that only appears when someone leaves. A bed in the corner that nobody treats as truly theirs. Then the owner comes home and wonders why the dog could not settle. But settling is not just a decision. Settling is something the environment either supports or fights against. Some dogs feel safer in a crate, when that crate has been introduced gently and positively. Some dogs feel safer in one quiet room. Some dogs do worse near windows because every passing person, car, or dog becomes a job they think they must handle. More freedom is not always more comfort. For some dogs, too much space feels like responsibility. They patrol, they listen, they move from room to room. They cannot fully switch off. A smaller, predictable, safe space can say something very different. You do not have to guard everything. You only have to rest here. So prepare that space calmly. Fresh water, comfortable bedding, safe temperature, no dangerous objects, no items they might swallow, no access to things that could turn stress into trouble. Your dog does not need a perfect room. They need a predictable one. Because predictability is one of the deepest forms of comfort you can give an animal who does not understand exactly when you will be back. A safe space says, rest here. This part of the world makes sense. And once that space is ready, your dog needs something familiar to hold on to. 4. Leave behind a familiar anchor. When you leave, your dog does not only lose your body, they lose the sound of you, your footsteps, your voice, your movement through the house, the ordinary little noises that tell them life is normal. And when all of that disappears at once, the silence can feel bigger than you think. Not for every dog. Some dogs love a quiet room. Some sleep best in total silence. Every dog is different, but many dogs do better with a familiar anchor. Not a loud television, not random noise, not something meant to trick them into thinking you are still home. Your dog knows the difference. A familiar anchor is simply something steady that helps the space feel connected to calm. It might be soft background sound, a fan, white noise, gentle music, a blanket they already associate with rest, a safe toy they use calmly, a piece of clothing with your scent, only if your dog does not chew or swallow fabric. The object itself is not magic. The meaning is what matters. The anchor says, this place still belongs to us, but do not introduce the anchor only when you leave. If the music only starts when you walk out, the music may become a warning. If the blanket only appears when you disappear, the blanket may feel like a countdown. Use the anchor when you are home too. Let your dog nap with that same sound on a quiet afternoon. Let them rest on that blanket while you are nearby. Let the anchor become connected to peace before it becomes part of alone time. That way, when you leave it behind, you are not giving your dog a signal that something bad is coming. You are giving them continuity. And continuity matters, because dogs live through patterns. The same space, the same calm sound, the same blanket, the same routine, the same steady message. You have felt this before. You know what to do. You are safe. And once the space feels familiar, there is one more thing your dog needs before you go. They need their mind to have a first step. 5. Give their brain a calm job. A dog left alone with nothing to do is not always relaxed. Sometimes they are just a dog with too much feeling and nowhere for that feeling to go. That feeling may become pacing, barking, whining, scratching, chewing the wrong thing, staring at the door. Not because your dog is trying to punish you, not because they are bad, but because the first few minutes after you leave can feel emotionally unclear. The door closes, your footsteps fade, the house changes, and your dog is left asking, what now? This is where a calm job can help. Not a frantic game, not something that makes them wild. Something simple, safe, and familiar. A food puzzle, a lick mat, a snuffle mat, a small treat search in their safe space. A safe chew, appropriate for your dog when you know they can handle it. The goal is not to distract your dog from your existence. The goal is to give their brain a bridge. From you being present, to them being okay without you. Give the activity before your dog is already upset. Do not wait until they are crying at the door. Do not throw it down like a bribe while you sneak away. Set it up calmly. Let them notice it. Let them begin. Then leave without turning the moment into a performance. Some dogs are too stressed to eat when alone, and that is important information. A dog who cannot eat at all when left alone may need a slower plan, shorter absences, or help from a qualified professional. That is not failure. That is listening, because the goal is not to force independence. The goal is to build safety. Before we get to the final point, I want you to think about your dog for a second. Not the barking, not the mess, not the guilt you sometimes feel when you leave. Just your dog. The animal who watches your habits, learns your moods, and builds their sense of safety from tiny things you may not even notice. Because what you are about to hear may change the way you say goodbye tomorrow. 6. Practice the goodbye before the real goodbye. The most important thing to do before leaving your dog alone is not something you do only when you are actually leaving. It is something you practice when leaving does not matter. Because many dogs do not begin to worry after you are gone. They begin to worry when they predict you are going. The keys, the shoes, the jacket, the bag, the door handle. The sentence you always say, the same sequence every day. Your dog connects the pieces, and in their mind, the goodbye has already started. So change the meaning of the signs. Pick up your keys, then sit back down. Put on your shoes, then walk to the kitchen. Touch the door handle, then return to the couch. Step outside for 5 seconds, then come back calmly. No big reunion. No dramatic praise. No emotional explosion. Just normal. Again and again, you are teaching your dog. These signals do not always mean panic. Sometimes they mean nothing. Sometimes humans move around, and life stays safe. This is not tricking your dog. It is giving their nervous system new evidence. Evidence that the door is not always the end of safety. Evidence that your movement does not always mean loss. Evidence that you can leave and return without the bond breaking. And when you do leave for real, keep the goodbye simple. Use one calm phrase. I'll be back. Say it once. Warm, steady, predictable, then leave. Because the more you try to convince your dog that everything is okay, the more your dog may wonder why your voice sounds like something is wrong. Your calm is the message. Your consistency is the message. Your return is the message. Think back to every point we covered. The calm attention before the leaving routine. The sniffing walk that helped their body settle. The safe space that made the house feel understandable. The familiar anchor that softened the silence. The calm job that gave their brain a first step. And the practiced goodbye that taught them the door is not the end of love. Each one seems small, almost too small to matter. But dogs live inside small things. Your tone, your timing, your footsteps, your patterns, your calm. To you, these are details. To your dog, they are the difference between confusion and trust. So tomorrow, before you close the door, do not only think about where you are going, think about what you are leaving behind. A dog who loves you, a dog who studies you, a dog who is trying to understand how to feel safe in your absence. Give them calm. Give them predictability. Give them a safe place. Give them something familiar. Give them a simple job. Give them a goodbye they can understand. And most of all, give them the feeling that your absence is not the loss of love. It is only the quiet space before you return. If this video changed the way you think about leaving your dog alone, share it with someone who loves their dog and needs to hear this. And tell me in the comments, what is one thing your dog does when they know you are about to leave? Subscribe to Hound Halo for more videos that help you understand the animal who spends their life trying to understand you. Because your dog does not need you to be perfect. They just need you to be aware. And sometimes, awareness begins in the smallest moment. Right before goodbye.